Well, a huge thank you to the Board of Deputies for the Jewish Manifesto, which is a fantastic piece of work and contains so many things that we utterly agree with, where we have enormous areas of shared values. The Jewish community makes an enormous contribution to the United Kingdom, and I'm not just grateful for this piece of work, but for the Board of Deputies' work more generally, and it's a real privilege and pleasure to work alongside the Board of Deputies and to meet with the leadership team not very long ago. So shared values between the Liberal Democrats and the Jewish community, and with the Board of Deputies in particular. There are many of the 10 commitments, in fact the overwhelming majority of which are within the Liberal Democrat manifesto. For example, opposition to hate crime, the additional £300 million a year that we will give to our police forces to boost presence on the streets, but also boost our capacity to tackle with new forms of crime, particularly those which threaten minority communities, specifically the Jewish community, giving them those tools in order to do their job, to make sure the police are able to keep us all safe, to keep the community safe. It's more than money though, it's about tone and about language, and this is a time where politicians need to be immensely careful with the words that they use, because we can so often, people can so often give succour to those who have Britain's worst interests at heart and who seek to demonise minority groups and set us against one another. They hate us, so they want us to hate each other. And that is why politicians must be careful with their tone of language, where they need to use inclusive language, where they need to seek to heal wounds and to build bridges. And particularly in the light of the tragic events in Manchester recently, it is absolutely essential that we make sure that those people do not win, and we stand by those who grieve, and we stand by every community that might be targeted as a consequence of this outrage. Of course, we share a common view with the Board of Deputies when it comes to defending Israel in the context of a two-state solution, being committed to making sure that peace comes about, and that we are indeed disappointed, as are you, that the peace process has so far faltered. We look abroad, across the world, to build peace, region by region, to use our foreign policy, to use our diplomatic reach as a country, to seek the prevention of war and the building of peace, to seek to control arms trade, to stand by the Liberal Democrat achievement of ensuring that 0.7% of our GDP is spent in development aid around the world. We are, throughout the United Kingdom, as Liberal Democrats, committed to defending and celebrating Jewish heritage. We believe that in the power of people working together to build a better life for our communities and our neighbourhoods. That's why we defend utterly religious liberty, the right to wear religious dress, for religious slaughter, to defend people's rights of faith and religion in education and in every other context of life. Flexible working day around religious ceremonies and dates. Those things are critical and crucial to us as a party. They're also crucial to me. You see, it's important that you don't just talk the talk, but that we walk it also. I am committed to tackling anti-Semitism wherever it arises, and I've been determined to do so in my time as leader. I'm also determined that we, in this election, choose to decide what kind of country we are. And what kind of country are we? Well, we are surely one that is open and inclusive and celebrates diversity. Now, you know that my part of the world is up in the Lake District, which, let's be frank, is one of the least diverse parts of the United Kingdom. But nevertheless, it is the place where half of the children who were rescued from the Nazi death camps in 1945 were resettled and given hope of a new future. See, I am really proud of the Windermere boys. I'm really proud of the community that welcomed them in 1945 and the years following. And I say that is a true reflection of the real Britain, the Britain that I am determined to build for all of our children. So thank you so much for your work, not just now, but in the future too, as we work together to bring and build a country which is open, tolerant and united.